What's up with your boy Tay Speaks?
What's poppin'? It's your girl J Money, the soul pleaser.
And we got a special guest. I'm so used to the third person introducing themselves, but we got a special guest in the building, man. The former cameraman of Juice 901, the man who shoot all Tay Speaks videos.
Yo.
The man who don't be all up in your videos, dancing in front of the camera. We got Preston Allen. You want me to call you P. Will or Preston Allen? Maybe I should have asked that before I even.
Right, got his government all out there like that.
I mean, you get the real estate, you go by your full name.
That's true.
I'll go by Preston Williams, Preston A. Williams.
I kind of like Preston Allen.
And a cinematographer too. So
cinematographer. Welcome to Juice 901 again. It's been a while, bro. I think you was on one episode.
Nah, I don't think we ever had put that one out.
What?
He jumped in on one of the episodes.
That's what it was. You jumped in and jumped out.
Something.
I jumped in on something.
Well,
what
now he's going to be on a full episode.
I'm actually on an episode. I actually made it. They stopped hiding me behind the camera.
Nah, we've been trying to get this man to come to the podcast for I don't know how long, and then this man hit me with the same thing. Hey, bro, I want to do an episode, and don't never show up. But it's all good. You came back. You came to this one now, so we for the turned up, man. I want to talk about some real estate.
Real estate, cool.
I want to talk about because ever since COVID, real estate has been crazy, man. I guess I got to start. Man. I guess I got to start with the age-old question, man.
It's been crazy.
What got you? No. I don't want to start with that. What got you into real estate? We can come back to that one. But I want to ask you this: but is it worse about a car right now or a house? Which one is worse?
Is it worse?
Which one is better to buy right now?
Meaning like from a financial standpoint,
a consumer standpoint. Like which market is? I know both of them is crazy right now.
Well, I say one. I don't know a whole lot about buying a car because I'm trying to avoid that at all costs. But I would say it's always better to buy a house that's an asset than a car that's a liability. Because your house is gonna appreciate in value, and you'll be able to go back and sell your house 10 or 15 years on down the line, and make however much from it. A car in 10 or 15 years, it'll be on National Avenue or Summer Avenue at a tote the note place. So I just would say a house just because it appreciates. But if you're picking between a house and a car, buy a house. Please buy a house. Don't have a Benz living in the hemp or something.
That was a good explanation.
But you had something, because I was gonna piggyback off that.
Well, if you can piggyback off, I was just gonna ask, like, how can you tell, like, when is a good time to buy a house? Because I know everyone's like the market is going up and down, especially I guess the pandemic. So how do you know, like, oh, like the market is good right now, buy a house, or nah, this ain't a good time to buy a house?
I could talk about this for a long time. I get in a lot of arguments about this exact same topic, especially on my YouTube channel. I get in a lot of arguments about this. But so honestly, like if you are ready to buy a house now, you need to go ahead and buy it. Just because one, the interest rate is going up, and prices are going up too. And the interest rate is going to eventually get high enough that the prices stop going up, but they're not going to come back down. So
it's going to stay complacent.
Yeah, the prices are going to just kind of balance out and level out, but the interest rate is going to keep going up. I read this stat where it said that from a December till now, prices have increased about, on average, like 18 to 20,000. From a December till now, that's only a 4-month difference. So that adds on your mortgage about $100. Because every 10,000 is about a $50 increase on your mortgage. But the interest rate has increased by 1.25, which adds on like a difference of $350 on your mortgage. So while everyone's looking at the purchase prices and everything, like, oh, the prices are high, but the interest rate is so low, it's not anymore, it's going up. But really, if you're waiting to buy a house, you're gonna have the same price that you have now with a higher interest rate, which means the actual like amount you're paying out your pocket is gonna be a lot more later than now. A crash is not coming. Whoever keep on saying a crash is coming, it's not coming. Hang it up. This is not '08. Ain't no crash about to be here. But everything is getting more expensive, and it's mainly because like inflation is going up higher and higher and higher. So it's not everything's getting more expensive. It's just our money is worth less. So like you think like, oh well, I'm paying a lot more for this. Yeah, your dollar's not worth the same thing it used to be.
Going back to what you said about the asset being the car being, the house being a liability. An asset opposed to a liability of a car, like a car. So I was listening to the Earn Your Leisure podcast, and they had, what was his name? Shout out to them though. They had Julian Gordon on there. This is like 2 months ago, and he was like, well, a lot of people think that buying a house is not a liability also. But in actuality, it is. Well, he broke it down. He said a single family house is a liability, and a multi-family house has more benefits than that. And he said the multi-family house, because you are living with people, on top of you and all that, is more income inside the house. The single family house, you pay a mortgage, and a lot of people are saying that, hey, I just bought a house, so I'm a homeowner. He was like, you're not a homeowner because you're still paying a mortgage. It's not your house until you pay it off.
So I first would ask, because I would flat out say I wholeheartedly would disagree with that, but all of it, because I'll ask you this: so if you don't own a house, where you gonna stay?
Well, what you mean? Like, if I guess outside in the car.
You'll rent somewhere, you'll rent somewhere. So one, it's a bill that you're not getting rid of by not having it, So it's not like, like a car, like if you don't buy a new car, you can still live without a car. You're still going to find ways to do stuff without a car, But if you don't buy a house, you still got to live somewhere, unless you have like a chance to like live with your parents or something like that. That's a whole different thing. But like if you don't buy a house, you still going to be paying rent. So it's not like that bill is going away. You're not going to help your bank by not buying a house.
Well, I think his reason, I think I wrote it down on my phone. He was like, well, hold on, give me just a second. He said, you're not a buyer still because when you buy a home, you're not a home owner, you're a home buyer. You're basically still a renter because you only put 3.5. You put 3.5% down on that first thing.
Wrong, flat out wrong. Because so you're not. Of course, the house is not wholeheartedly yours yet, but you're not a renter. You're not a renter because one, with that house, you're building up equity. Every time you make a payment, you're building up equity. The house is going up in value. When you rent somewhere, when you move out in 5 years, you don't get a dime back and probably have to pay them a deposit for your nail holes and all that stuff you put in the wall to hang up pictures. But that house that you own, when you move out in 5 years, you're gonna probably make like 10 to 50 to like a 80 or 100K from the part that you owned it, and you're passing on the right of ownership to another person. So it's wrong. It's like, of course, having a multi-family house is house hacking. It's a way to pay everything and you're not really paying for anything, of course, but that's not realistic for everybody. One, it's not that many like quads and duplexes out there. Like, and everyone like speaks about that. Like, you got to do this, you got to do this, but is that realistic to do for everybody? Like, is there even enough around, So let's be realistic on everyone cannot go and buy a quadplex. It's just like in Memphis, it's probably like, 30 of them in the whole city or something like that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's not that many. It's not like it's like just a whole row of quadplexes, So it's not realistic, And when you like are telling people the stuff they need to do, you got to be realistic. Of course, everything is not the house hack or whatever, Everyone, like, of course, if you buy a quadplex, you rent out 3 of them, live in one, and now they're paying your bills and everything. Like, yeah, that sound cool, but buying a quadplex, one, you're gonna probably have to do a lot of repairs on it. Like, it's not gonna be in good shape, and you're gonna have to do repairs on all of the units.
But wouldn't it be easier since there's more income in the house? Wouldn't it be easy to take care of this stuff?
Do you have that cash to put into it when you buy it? Like, I had a person who bought a quadplex the end of last year, and they had to go in and fix things in all the units just to be able to rent it out. And like you can buy like a quadplex that's already done up, but you have to have that approval amount to be able to buy it. And that's going to be in the $5 or $6 or like $800,000 range. You know, you got to be realistic for like everyday people. Of course, he probably got, you know, a good amount of money in the bank account. It make a lot of sense to him, you know, but like everyone ain't trying to go and move into a part of town that, you know, it's not that desirable, you know.
What did you ask him, Jay?
I just want to get into like more consumer relations. So how do you deal with a client, I guess, that's looking to buy a property, excuse me, or a house or whatever, and they don't even know where to start? They don't have an idea what they want. It's kind of a little hard to deal with. You're like, you don't have no idea where you want to live or what you want your house to look like or how many bedrooms or anything. They just know they want to buy something.
They're just ready to move out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot of us too. That's a lot of us. So the first basic thing you need to do is look at your finances, look at your credit, and look at your income. First, you want to make sure that every dime you make is documented in some way and goes into a bank account. Mm-hmm. You know, whether that's like you mow grass on the side or something, everything needs to be documented. It needs to be on your taxes as well. If it's not on your taxes or documented, the bank is not going to account that as income. So like if you make $100K on the side and but it's all cash, it's like you didn't make a dime when it comes to buying a house. Then look at your debt. Easiest way to look at your debt is to go get all your credit scores or credit reports, line up all your reports and look at them and see on there like, okay, this is a credit card that's maxed out. I need to pay that down. This is a charge off. I need to get that off or pay it off. This is this, I need to pay that off, you know, and get your debt as low as possible, you know, because what the bank is going to do, they'll look at your debt and your income on a monthly level. And they'll look at, depending on the kind of loan you have, it'll be between 30 to 40% of debt to income that you're able to have. So they'll take your debt, they'll take your income and do your DTI. So based off that, they'll look at like, okay, I can give them a mortgage payment of this amount. So the easiest thing to do is to start there on just like, am I ready to buy a house? I have the credit score of at least a 640, in some cases a 580, but at least like a 640 ideally. And do I have like all my income and debt all in order too?
So make sure I have all my ducks in a row before you even think about buying a house. Yeah,
that's the best thing to do. Then once you have all that in a row, a lot of people tell you to reach out to a lender first. I recommend to like reach out to a realtor first. I'm a realtor, but shameless plug right there.
Don't be shameless, man. Put that out there, man.
But like to reach out to a realtor first and ask them about lenders, because us as realtors, we work with a lot of lenders, and the biggest headaches in the transaction will come from having a bad lender. Having a bad lender will give you gray hair. You know, and us as realtors, like we work with a lot of lenders, and we normally will have like a list of lenders who we like approve or prefer. And we're happy to share that, you know, and say like, hey, I know these lenders are good. Just call around and talk to them and pick one you like if you want to.
So piggybacking off the making sure your finances in order. Of course, you know, especially during these times, a lot of people don't have their finances in order, right? So let's talk about some of the things that, because I'm gonna speak from a black person's perspective. You know, I'm not too familiar because I haven't, you know, purchased a home yet. But I hear all the time that it's kind of hard to get these kind of certain things to help black people get a home when it comes to dealing with banks and all that. So I know, like what? Okay, I'm gonna let you go through it. What are some programs that black people can use? I know one is the FHA loan.
Yeah, like FHA loan really for like anybody. Like as long as you haven't bought a house in 3 years, like you're able to have a like a FHA loan. Like it got a lot of good benefits. The interest rate is lower than normal. Like right now, a conventional loan, which is a general loan, the interest rate is a 5.3 to 5.8. So with an FHA loan, it's like a 4.0 to 4.5 right now. So it gets you on down the interest rate, and the down payment is also lower as well. But ones that's just for like us, like a DA loan is really a good one. That's where they'll pay like a portion of your down payment, and it's not just for us, but you do have to move in a like an area that's at least half a minority. There's banks out there, like there's a bank, First Bank. They have a good program that's like a 100% loan, to where you don't have a down payment. The interest rate's a little higher, but they have a lower credit score, like higher rate of DTI and everything. So like it makes it easier to get a house. And that's for us.
Are you familiar with what is it called? It's called a give me just a second. NACA, NACA. So NACA, I was like I said, I was listening.
Dropping gems, y'all. We dropping gems.
I was listening to Earn Your Leisure.
Let me take an Advil.
I was see, but I see that's like I said. I was listening to the Earn Your Leisure podcast.
That same episode.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Because he go hard. He's a strong advocate of NACA, and he
not wrong about all the benefits of NACA and everything. But the thing that he left out, because one, if you listen to him, he said he bought these houses years ago.
Yeah, he think long term, and
and it was a buyer's market then, where like a good house will be on the market for like a month or two, just waiting, and you'll walk in and just basically say, I'll take it. Here's what I'm offering, and they don't have anything else. But coming from a real estate agent, of how we view NACA, now it is not anything wrong with the program, but it's going to be extremely hard to get your offer accepted against any other kind of loan. Mainly because like if you notice, he mentioned in there that you have to be on top of your counselor on NACA and do everything for them. NACA would drag their feet a lot of times.
He did say that.
They would drag their feet, and just being honest, from an agent, when we line up offers, we're gonna rank them as far as like what they net to the seller, the different benefits and perks of them, and loan type. For a NACA offer to beat like a FHA loan, a conventional loan, or any other kind of loan or cash, that NACA offer has to be leaps and bounds better than these other loans. Just because we know with NACA, now it isn't every time, but a lot of the times it's not going to close on time, and the process will be dragged out.
Yeah, that's one.
For a seller, they want that house to close on time, and they want it to close soon. So NACA does the exact opposite of that, because normally if a person has a house they're selling, they're normally buying another house, and they need those funds in order to buy their new house, and they have a closing date on the new house. So when NACA drags their feet, now they're not able to buy their house, and it just kind of pushes everything off, and it's like a domino effect of transactions where this house, it messes up this house, that messes up this house, and all it takes is one person in that chain to say, okay, well, I'm canceling the deal. Now that deal falls apart, then the deal that's based off of that one falls apart, then your deal falls apart. But that program is great. Just right now, if you're able to buy a house another way, I recommend another way, because it'll be hard to get your offer accepted with it right now.
And that's real quick. And now that's what he was saying. Like he was just like, it's a tedious process, but he was like, so you can't expect to like, okay, I'm gonna apply for it and sit back and let the people do all the work. He was like, no, but he was like, a way you can speed it up is because they, if I remember correctly, he said they don't go off credit score. And he was like, that's the benefit of it. And the good thing is like, he's like, if you want to speed it up, just make sure you have, because they do want a proof of that you can at least save. Because he was like, what they do is, if you try and get a $1,500 loan and you prove that you can save $300, they'll go ahead and approve. They'll go ahead and give you the thing for the 1,800.
Yeah.
But you have to prove that you can save, and if you go and apply for it, and then now you just start proving that you can save. You start putting money inside. It's a tedious process. He was like, so I already start putting money inside. So by the time that you get to it, you can already have all your ducks lined up in a row and ready to go.
Yeah. Now I don't know all the details about how it works.
I learned it 5 minutes ago.
I don't know all the details. When I first got in real estate, my trainer, who was actually my mom, she was a NACA approved agent and everything. So we had clients who we had partnered on, and those were her clients, and like we partnered on with them and everything. So like I saw the process of how it worked and how it held things up, and we actually had lost a few houses because like we couldn't get the house to close. We're waiting on the counselor and everything and NACA to get all the paperwork done, and it just was like dragging out, and they didn't want to wait. They're like, well, we just gonna put it back up, because once your closing date passes, like they have every right to say like, well, that's just it, because it says right here in black and white, you'll buy the house on this day.
But it could be delayed. Yeah.
They don't have to extend you.
Just don't drag your feet, basically.
Like if you run into like an agent who's like, very by the book, hardcore agent, like a dog, like they gonna be like, nah, and I'm keeping this earnest money. so like you just have to really, if you're using NACA right now, I recommend like going after houses that's been on the market at least a week. Like if it's been up for a while, it probably won't have another offer, which is rare right now. But yeah, it's just kind of hard out there for NACA.
Real estate.
Well, my guy just doesn't know about real estate, but he also does filming too. So would you say?
I thought there was a diss. I was like,
cinematography. What is it called?
But
what you thought I was gonna say?
My boy don't know. It's bad. I took it as my boy don't know what he talking about. He obviously know about real estate.
I ain't take it like that.
Until you put a dot at the end of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't take it like that.
He do cinematography. He bad at cinematography.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Why you always starring me? This ain't even about me. Ask the question.
Nah, cause now you just threw me off. I don't even got
See
the question.
what I
no
got to
more.
put up with? You said cinematography,
I didn't say
which
that.
is you did say cinematography. All right. Well, what was you about to
I'm just playing. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about that and what you do
Videography.
and what you know how to do.
So in college, you want like my backstory? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Like,
like okay, so what if I want to book you for something? It's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with filming. Like, what do you specifically want to be booked for, basically?
Yeah, so basically like anything that's creative. I try to stay away from stuff that's real monotonous, real kind of just I'm just gonna say boring.
Mm-hmm.
But like if it's a thing I can kind of have fun with and put a good little spin on, like I don't mind doing it. It don't have to be like any one thing, but like ads. I do a lot of ads for like a clothing brands or
Let It Melanate
who sell products and all that stuff. But I just did an ad for Tay,
on the way?
Let It Melanate.
Let's get it.
Just did that.
Music videos.
Yeah, a lot of music videos. Those are my fun projects. I have a lot of fun with those.
Man, stop holding back. Talk about what you do, man. You did the video, did the TV shows. Man,
Come
this
on now.
ain't no humble, man. Talk about what you did, everything you did. Cause if somebody come to you and tell you and be like, bro, you ain't really did nothing. What you gonna say?
I'm gonna say, I guess you're right.
Man, please. But
Man,
if y'all see this,
like I don't know, man. Like I really don't be like putting stuff out there like that. If you see it, you see it.
check the IG.
But yeah, like
I know something they're gonna get them.
Right.
in the funny
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just waiting you to finish your sentence.
I'm scared of what you gonna say. But yes, so like, are you asking what you asking, bro?
No, cause
I'm trying to figure out how
this
to
we're gonna go back to real estate real
going
quick.
on?
My question will go back to real estate. So you can finish your cinematography. I mean your videography.
Yeah, so
Kind of thing.
I like worked with some NBA players, like some actresses and stuff like that. Worked with like, college coaches. worked with some extremely dope brands. I actually have a marketing contract with a really dope brand, and like we just started that like 2 months ago, so that's been like a whole new experience. And they're like in Target and stuff like that, and got like a lot of big things that they're doing too. So it's
Dope.
real dope to be a part of that.
Extra dope for real.
This brand.
The price is going up.
Man, today's
Period.
price. Bruh.
But yeah, like it's just been it's good to be able to do that because it's really an outlet on my end. Because like I've always have been like a creative, and just being able to sit there and turn nothing into whatever I want it to be is just amazing. But the one thing I always had to watch is that I get burned out real easily. And like I will quit and be like, I'm selling all my equipment. I ain't doing this. Am I able to curse on here?
Man, this is whatever you want to
is
do.
Juice
Have you
901.
not seen India on this show?
India be wildin'.
You said whatever you feel, bro.
Yeah, like I quit and be like, I ain't doing this shit no more, man, and all that stuff. But then you come back and be like all charged up again, like I got new ideas. Let's go.
I think we all have those moments.
Bruh, facts. So let's go back to TV real quick. I mean, what is it called? Real estate real quick. What is your issue with people who listen to HGTV? Because you and Julian have that also. You and Julian also agree on that. Y'all hate people's opinion when they listen to HGTV. Why is that?
No,
You mean watch it?
no, it's not.
Listen to. I mean, we'll watch it.
It's not that I hate their opinion, because one, I watch it. Just being honest, I watch it. But you have to realize that HGTV is a TV show, and that man, I don't know if I should like spoil the show, but the people on the show, they already own the house.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they already own the house.
You heard it here first.
That they're showing the 3 houses. So like one is the house they already own. Then the other 2 are like either like friends' houses, or like that agent have like another house they're selling or something. So like people watch like House Hunters or something like that, and they'll get this unrealistic like idea of how buying a house goes. Like, oh, I'm gonna wake up one morning, go view 3 houses, pick one, and I automatically get it. It's like no.
So it's basically like the house version of Pimp My Ride. It's like it's all facade. It's not real. Like none of these. Bro, Pimp My Ride. No, bro. Do you know how bad those cars? Bro, you can look this up. You know how bad those
Right, you
cars
didn't have
was.
to spoil it.
But that's already news. Like that, but they was put so much stuff in those cars that wasn't legally approved. But they had fish tanks and stoves in the car, bro. You can't have none of your car. And half of those cars broke down within a week, and some people never got their actual car. They never drove it. So all this stuff was faking,
All for TV,
bro.
But I have no problem with people who watch it, but just understand that every part of that you're watching is made for TV. The budgets of the people ain't real. The prices of the house is not real, Like, just understand that's not how it goes. Like, especially the part to where people, this is the number one thing I have with the show, is that the negotiation part. So people are watching it and they'll be like, oh yeah, you're buying a house of $280,000. Okay, let's put in an offer $80,000 lower and go in at 200. And they have to accept, And on the show it goes like that. But in real life, people aren't going down $80,000 or $50,000 or $40,000 on a house in that price range. Now, if you offering on a house that's like $800,000 or $900,000, then you can possibly get it down that much.
Is it because of now or ever?
Think about it. That's a third of the value that you're asking for it. Like if you came to me and said, hey, like I got this Roadcaster right here for $100, and I say I'll give you $60 for it, you're gonna be like, dang, they ain't even close to $100. Like damn, 90, and that's the exact same thing with buying a house. Like you just like spit in their face, really, like if they think their house is worth $280, And like it may end up being like overpriced, but it probably ain't that overpriced, you know. And you go, here go 200. You know, is you as a person who done lived in that house, who loved that house, gonna be like, I don't even want to talk to them no more. You know, like
Gonna be offended.
yeah, like, and that happens in real estate to where like if you lowball a person by that much, like even if you would go back and counter back again with a higher number, they just gonna be like, nah, I'm straight, you know. So like the realistic in the 280 range or 300 range, you know, the normal house range, at least in Memphis, you know, are going down by 20, maybe even 30, depending on where they priced it in it and if there's other offers. But right now, it's not even realistic to go down any. You have to go up, you know, because it's going to be like 8 offers on the house or 10 offers or 20 offers on the house. And if you ain't going up, it's
a wrap.
The offers you need, you know.
So I'm questioning. What's that show that used to be on TV? Where Home Improvement, not Home Improvement, Home Makeover, something like that. Bro, this might. But no, it was a. You know when he come make a home makeover, something like that.
I know what you're talking about, but I forgot the exact
I used to love that show. Like when the family going through something, so he come and rebuild their entire house, bro. Like, but I always wondered, like,
I think I know.
do they have to pay any of that stuff off, or is it already paid? Like being in there, making the house bigger, or they adding, they tearing the whole house down, and building the whole establishment. Like I wonder, do they cover
makes
that?
you double think about all
that'll
those
be a whole
shows.
different thing, though. That could be actually paid for by the TV show, though, from their like
I hope so.
ad money and everything, you know, or maybe they charge them a portion. I don't know.
I would hope so, but I used to love that show, bro. That and Undercover Boss used to be my favorite shows, bro.
Man,
Undercover
the
Boss.
Undercover Boss episode is the Hooters episode. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I probably did. I'm sure I saw all them.
Man, I saw that. I was like, dude, getting fired.
But one dude said, you gotta see, he was talking to the camera. He was like, well, you gotta treat him like a slave, bro. I mean, I was like, what? You are about to get fired.
Like he had like a bucket of chili, and like he would make all the girls who wanted to go home early, like eat the chili. Whoever ate it the fastest, like a dog, would get to go home. And stuff like that. Like it was some wild. Watch the Hooters episode.
I gotta watch that one. I'm pretty sure it's on
that
YouTube.
One was wild. I was like, man, dude, he may get some lawsuits after this.
Like, bro, it is crazy,
It was
bro.
wild. Like he was like you know, like he ranked the schedule by like who he slept with and everything like that. He was like, wow.
Yeah, bro got a good case. That's what he got.
Bro, real, like R. Kelly.
Like we always say, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Just 901. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, leave all the comments. We're gonna try to be more consistent. We missed a week, but we back with it. We back at it this week. So let's get it. Who got the juice?
We got the juice.
We got the juice.
Juice 901 Jack. Yo.
Keep the peace.